Thousands of young people are placed in council care more than 20 miles away from home, analysis shows. We're going to read into this exclusive from The Independent, you guys. Let's go. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. This is Reganelite here with an exclusive from The Independent with the headline of thousands of young people placed in council care more than 20 miles away from home, analysis shows. The exclusive reveals that council bodies estimate it costs £300,000 a year on average to provide a care home placement for a child. Guys, while you're here, make sure you hit the like button and share it across social media so others are notified of this video. 20 miles away. 20 miles away. In a desperate attempt to give young people a council care. This is the desperation that they are having to go to, the council bodies. If you haven't already grasped it, we are in a cost of living crisis, in particular here in the UK. In the UK, in particular, it's a lot. I would say it's a lot worse off here in England than other parts of the UK. And the councils have been stretched for a long time. They have been stretched all the way by the fact of the Conservatives reducing their funding over the last 14 years. And it got even worse for them when funding was stopped from the money that they used to get from the EU for EU-funded projects. So when Brexit happened and then we officially left, all that funding money dried up too. So it made things even more difficult. So when it comes to even more desperation, they have and nowhere else to put them, what are they supposed to do? The other factor you have to accept, of course, is that over the last 14 years as well, is that not enough homes have been built. And in particular, certain homes for certain people need to be built. Not enough homes have been nowhere near built. And because there's not been enough, people have been forced to move into areas or places that they don't want to, and necessarily move in so far away that they can't see their loved ones from where they are. And we're talking about young people here, and the detrimental effects that it can have on them being so away from people that they know, from their home, their neighbours, and whatnot. It's very detracting for them, and it should not be happening. Now, as you can see from the timing that this has been posted, this is still a developing story, so there's not going to be a lot of info in it. But what I will say is that it is so important that we try to keep people in their communities if they want, as much as if they want to be in those communities and areas that they have been raised and grown up in, if should they choose to do so. But it also comes down to councils being able to get the fundings that they need and the homes that they be able to build, so that we don't have situations like this where they're pulled so far away from areas that they know. So thousands of young people have been placed in council care more than 20 miles away from home in the past year. Local authorities struggle under the pressure of ballooning costs, and new analysis shared with The Independent shows. So a third of children in council care in 2023 lived over 20 miles away from their local area, school and family, and around 4,600 people in total. This is an 18% increase since 2019. 4,600 people in total. An increasing number of young people are being placed in children's residential homes, which have become crippling expenses for for councils. As the term, it's the advert. I do apologise, guys. That put me off. Let me read that again. An increasing number of young people have been placed in children's residential homes, which have become crippling expenditures for councils, as demands for foster care is outstripping supply. Research from the County Councils and Network CCN estimates that it costs £300,000 a year on average to provide a care home placement for child. They say that the scarcity of available residential care placements means that councils are competing with each other over spots, and they often need to look further afield for places. Children living further away from their local area would lead to disruption in schooling, difficulty keeping up with friends, and less contact with their wider family, the report says. Yeah, you're putting them 20 miles away. What a surprise. As much as 20 miles away, shall we say. Since 2019, the number of children and young people placed in care has risen by 7%, or 5,690 children. However, over this period, there has been a 45% increase in young people being cared for in children's homes and supported accommodation. The CCN reports projects that almost 10,000 more young people will end up in care by 2030, with the total number topping 93,000 across England. Told you it's more problematic in England. So, Keller, Roger Golf, a children's service spokesperson for the CCN, said this report should act as a turning point for children's services in England. It finds a system broken, with councils in the false economy of increasingly paying astronomical sums for placements and less on preventative services. But the biggest losers from the current system are young people themselves, with far too many children being placed many miles from home at a time when they are experiencing the trauma of being removed from their families. The Department of Education has been contacted for comment. Like I said, this article has only just come out with the full further details, but still, the very fear there that by 2030 the number could topple 93,000 across England. 93,000. That's incredibly scary. It should not happen. Shouldn't be happening. But that is the situation we are sadly in. And my heart goes out to the young people who are suffering this, who have to basically move their entire life to where they are and become isolated from everyone. The psychological and mental effects that it could have on them, and this leads to the deteriorating of their mental health as well, because we know mental health is a real thing, and people can and it can become worse for people, which piles more pressure on our healthcare system, by the way. You know, isn't it funny how everything seems to wind back round to education and healthcare, you know, all these things when you think about it. I wonder if it would be better if we funded them all properly. But I do hope that Labour gets on top of this. But again, I'm not holding my breath either on it either. But time will tell. But we have to keep reporting on these stories because they are important. They matter. They really do. And especially young people. They are the future. And they need to be given the best and brightest opportunities they can, regardless of their backgrounds and where they're from and whatever they've been through. And we're not doing it anywhere near enough. We're failing a generation. And we need to do better. We need to be better. Our government must be better. So what do you guys think? What do you guys make of the story of thousands of young people placed in council care more than 20 miles away from their home? What should be done? What could the government do? What could councils do? Let me know your thoughts and more down in the comment section below. If you found this video informative, please hit the like button. We greatly appreciate it. Share this across social media so others are notified of this video. If you haven't subscribed already, please consider subscribing because it really does help support the channel. If you want to go one step further and financially support me in the work that I do here, you can do so by becoming a YouTube member for as little as 99p, or join me on Rumble or Patreon for exclusive content on those platforms. Thank you all so much for watching, and I hope to catch you all very, very soon.